Started my first startup in '97. The world told me I was insane.
Our goal is creating future economies that are more regenerative and sustainable.
Something didn't match up. Why hasn't this become the next big thing? And that's where we invested.
The whole purpose of achieving anything in life is measurement.
Thank you, everyone, for hopping on. The keynote just wrapped up, so some more people will probably hop on in just a second. Wanted to quickly introduce Thomas. Right, so Thomas, Director of Business Development for INOVUES, will be walking us through sort of facade and window upgrades without replacement. Saves you energy. So excited for this session, and yeah, I will let and as a reminder for anyone in the audience, if you have any questions, please add them into the chat or into the Q&A section. So hopefully at the end, if there are any questions or anything like that, we can make sure we cover them. So without any further delay, Thomas, I will hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Tom Burke. I'm the Business Development Director here at INOVUES and Shadow Team. Thank you for the invite. So I'm going to talk about insulating glass retrofits, which provide a high ROI, low carbon solution for making building facades and windows more efficient and sustainable without replacement or disruption. So brief overview of INOVUES. We were founded in 2017. Our corporate headquarters is in Houston. We just opened up a New York City office. We have installations in Boston, Seattle, and Los Angeles. We're backed by Saint-Gobain, which is one of the largest commercial building suppliers in the world. We've been awarded by leading organizations, most recently Breakthrough Energy, Bill Gates's Climate 2021 playbook. So I'm going to kind of go through an overview of our technology and some of our installations. So just a kind of a brief lesson here regarding the size of the problem that we're solving is windows are responsible for 40% of the energy loss in buildings. So if we were to upgrade 7 billion square feet of windows, and that would equate to 700 trillion BTUs of savings, which is roughly $260 billion in real dollars in savings. That equates to 1.7 gigatons of CO2. And that, let me go back here, that is really the size of Russia as a country, just to kind of give you the size of the problem and our solution in the marketplace. So the problem, as we talk about here on the right-hand side, you could see is a picture of what a facade replacement would look like. And this is why a lot of commercial building owners do not do full facade replacements, because they're very disruptive, they're expensive, and you look at roughly 20 to 50 year payback periods, but I would even say that's kind of kind, because it's really almost like a 99-year payback, because you're losing, in this case, this size building is probably losing what I would call a buyout program, so probably 2 years worth of rent, because they had to buy their tenants out of the building. So that's the problem in the marketplace with a full facade replacement. So hence we enter the market with our INOVUES glazing shield system. So we use the existing windows that are on the building as part of the solution. So it requires 70% less material than replacement. There's no demolition or disposal costs. Everything is prefabricated off-site, everything's pre-measured on-site. It's a quick and easy installation. It can be installed either on the outside of the existing window or the inside of the existing window. It's the only glass-on-glass retrofit option in the market today. So we cut the installation costs by doing this up to 80%. It's an overglazed system, so it doesn't require any removing, replacing, drilling, altering, anything at all. So there's no disruption or loss of income, as I showed in the previous slide. So this is kind of a step-by-step of an installation that we did with a single pane window here. And I just want to show the how quick and easy it is here. So in step one, the first thing we do is the window is pre-measured, everything is prefabricated off-site. The window is cleaned, and what we provide here in step one is architectural structural glazing material that is applied to the window, and then a spacer frame system is put around the perimeter of the existing window. So as we get to step three here, we take a J-bar, we provide some slight pressure all the way around the perimeter of the existing window, make sure that the system is adhered to the existing window, and then the prefabricated unitized panel is lifted into place. It has a mating system here that's already been adhered to the pre-measured panel. Using a 3-axis movement, it's locked into place, and then we put a perimeter sealant around the perimeter of the window. So roughly it takes, in this case, it took about 20 minutes to do one window. So it's quick, easy, no material on site for waste. So this is a before and after slide, just to kind of give you more of a pictorial of a single pane window, the anatomy of a single pane window with original glass. You see the interior, in this case, was 70 degrees, the exterior 0, and then the after, where in this case, we took a single pane window and turned it into a double pane window. So we're providing up to 10 times the higher thermal insulation value. The desiccated air gap here from the inside of the existing window to the outside of the new glass is about 1 inch. So again, no change in temperature from the inside or the outside. This is a before and after of a thermal image, and you can see roughly a 10 degrees difference. So it kind of proof positive on the insulation value as we take a single pane window and turn it into a double pane window. This is one of my favorite slides here. This is our patented technology, although it may look simplistic in design, but if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll see the complexity and the thought that went into the development of taking a single pane window, in this case, turning it into a double pane window, and the spacer frame system along with the mating frame system. So if you look at number 113, you'll actually see how we interlock the spacer frame system with the mating frame system here. So it locks into place. So once it's locked into place, it can't come off the window. Roughly the amount of weight that we're actually putting onto the existing window is less than 3.5 pounds per square foot. The perimeter of the window, the existing window, is what actually holds the weight of the new panel. So we did independent tests to find out how our performance of the window, the window would perform against the new window. And one of my favorite things, again, in our testing methodology was here where we took a wind turbine, we put it on a skid steer, and we ramped it up to roughly 145 miles an hour, and took this existing window with our mated system here with the INOVUES technology and saw the performance for high wind resistance or air leakage, and we outperformed the tests. So again, stringent testing on the INOVUES technology system here. So again, from the perspective of replacement versus a retrofit, we could actually take a swing stage on an existing high-rise building, use the swing stage to install our system on the outside of a building versus on the left-hand side, which would necessitate major construction for a replacement system. So the ease of installation on a high-rise building, if we want to install it on the outside of the building, is very non-disruptive. So the appearance of retrofitting an existing building is quite non-disruptive, and the line of sight is from the existing window to the retrofitted window is the same. And here's 3 different installations. In this case, on the left-hand side, you'll see this is the Regatta in Los Angeles, where you see the arrow here is standard glazing shields. And with the star, it's dynamic tinted glass. So you see two different type of installations, one on the interior here and one on the exterior here, using dynamic glass. Here's a punched window. This is a single pane window turned into double pane. Again, no difference in appearance on the outside. And this is, again, is a single pane window turned into double pane. No difference in appearance on the outside. So the crux of the problem that we solve again in high-rise buildings is that a full curtain wall replacement is, in our opinion, is about $42 million. Very disruptive. If we were to retrofit this size building, it would cost roughly $2.9 million. So you're getting a 10x faster payback period. And again, this is using New York City as the example. We're agnostic to the type of glass that we put on buildings. And this, I think, is where a value proposition for us is very appealing to an owner, because if you have older single pane windows or even older double pane windows, you can actually change the look of the building and the performance of your existing building. So in this case here, you could opt to put in dynamic tinting, which we showed was installed in the one building. You could choose to put vacuum insulated glass. You could choose also to put in transparent PV glass and actually electrify the use of your window. In some cases, I've seen owners look at, well, what could you do? Because in the form of taking away the ability to have to clean the glass on a high-rise building, because in some cases they're paying for that 3 times a year. You could opt to install self-cleaning glass. So what I try to convey here to most building owners is that you can use our technology to bring the latest and greatest to your building in terms of performance and standards, which with today's type of glass that's in the marketplace today, or what we call smart glass today. This is a video which shows dynamic glass in action. And what you could see here is the sun dictates how much tint is used when dynamic glass is in action. So this allows for some infrared, some sun, as it deems possible, which allows for less or more thermal comfort within a building. So our technology works with most windows and curtain walls. Again, we can be applied either externally or internally as a retrofit. With building owners, it could be a myriad of different things as to why they would purchase us. It could be, it allows for downsizing of HVAC equipment. It could be purely a energy play. In apartment complexes, we've seen noise reduction be a driver in the marketplace. It extends the life of the existing window for up to 25 years. We look at insulation, obviously, on the energy side as being a peak driver in demand in the marketplace. And with schools, we've seen the addition of safety and security by putting another pane of glass on the window. Our cost-benefit analysis, where we see our competitors, we really don't compete in the marketplace against window films or secondary window inserts. Secondary window inserts can only be installed on the interior. And again, they're not a glass-on-glass desiccated solution. We are a glass-on-glass retrofit that can be installed either on the interior or the exterior of a window. So to look at the benefits in a nutshell, building owners can seek potentially higher occupancy, longer lifespans for the existing building, lower costs, obviously, than a window replacement, potentially garner higher rents. We offer a complete turnkey solution direct to building owners, one-stop shopping. We also have easy financing options. We're seeing in the marketplaces today, such as what's happening here in New York City, is Local Law 97 driving our solution because it's the mitigation of greenhouse gases as well as the mitigation of the penalty that building owners potentially may have to pay due to the greenhouse gas emissions. So sustainability is part of our core technology and business. We present a preservation method, an eco-friendly product, low impact on installation. We're a capital resource intensive business model also. So we run on a very thin budget as well as margin, but we have a high income, economic and environmental and social value. Here's 4 examples of what a retrofit would look like in New York City, specific to an INOVUES adopted solution versus a replacement. Here, 375 Park and 390 Park are 2 single pane window buildings. As you can see, the net present project cost for the INOVUES solution for 375 Park is $5.5 million versus replacement of $55.6 million. The net savings is almost the same, but where you see the return on investment is the payback period, and then the IRR, and then the net present value. So very viable. It's really unheard of for an energy conservation measure like our solution to see a sub 10-year payback. So the payback period is very robust. Again, this is single pane windows here on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, these are double pane windows for the solution here. Again, very high IRR, doesn't even compare regarding replacement versus a retrofit. But again, under the 10-year payback model for an ECM. So quite robust as it plays here in New York City. So I wanted to thank you. I kind of went through this kind of fast, but I'd like to take questions if there are some questions regarding my presentation, and thank you for your time.
Right. Hey, thank you so much, Thomas, for that. I didn't see any questions coming in Q&A. We can say if anyone here does want to connect with Tom from INOVUES, please let me know. We'll be glad to make that connection. I think that obviously, I think many of us can understand the value in the adaptive glazing shields solution that they provide versus traditional retrofit. So, yeah, if anyone does have any other questions, please add them to the chat. If not, and if you just want to be connected to the INOVUES team, like I said, please let me know, and we'll be glad to make that connection. Thank you so much for your time today, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Nope, no additional questions came in, so I think we can call it a wrap. I think everyone understands, or at least understands the benefit of INOVUES. So with that, I'll just say I appreciate everyone's participation in Summit today. Right, we've had a great 2 days, great sessions. Really appreciate everyone's time today to obviously attend, and for all the panelists to make the time to present. I think it was a great 2 days. We will be, publishing some of these recordings. We'll share that as well. And then, like I said, if anyone needs connections to INOVUES or to any other of the other panelists that you guys have seen today, please let me know. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's time. That's a wrap. Thanks so much, y'all.
Thanks a bunch. Have a great evening.
You too.